Hey, Dr. Doula here to offer you a lifeline and add some value to your day. Today, I was thinking about the word loyalty, and when it comes to loyalty, I had a specific way of thinking about it. The thought that came was cognitive dissonance. Now, cognitive dissonance has to do with the discomfort that we feel from, I'm not a psychologist, but very familiar with this concept of the conflict, that the mental discomfort that we feel when we have, the way I like to say it is when you think one thing but you're doing another. That's the easiest way to think about it. Or when I think about loyalty is remaining loyal to something that no longer serves your highest and your best. And that's important because, listen, it's like, so the thought that just came to my mind, it's like, when you have a tree, a sapling, a tree, they plant a tree and they'll put the supports there. They might wrap a rope around the tree and then pin it to the ground because they want it to grow upright, right? They want it to grow up. They want it to grow in a certain direction. And when it's just planted in the ground, maybe the wind would come and blow it one way or another. Or maybe it would decide to grow in the direction of the sun like some trees do, right? But the supports are there. Well, those, how many times have you seen a full-grown tree that's been planted that still has the supports in place? Those supports are no longer serving the highest and best of that tree. And so they're no longer necessary. They're no longer necessary to have. They're no longer necessary to be there. I don't know if they move them themselves or if owners do it or if they just fall off. I have no idea because, every year with the new ring added to the tree, that it gets bigger and bigger. Ultimately, in my mind, it would expand so much that it would bust the supports out, right? The thing about it is that because we live in a progressive, hi, how are you? We live in a progressive universe, a world that's constantly shifting and changing. We must be flexible enough to remember that things, attitudes, feelings, they change. When we are not willing, because we're so loyal to whatever we felt we believed, we're so loyal to that thing, we are not willing to allow something to shift and change. Whenever that happens, we deal with cognitive dissonance. We have a conflict between the things that we're thinking and feeling and believing and doing. And those things need to be in alignment in order for us to benefit the most from them. When things are no longer serving our highest and best, and yet we remain loyal to them, that is our decision to remain loyal. That is our decision to experience the dissonance in our mental capacity. Think about that. We have all kinds of reasons, oh my goodness, religious, traditional, cultural. No, I must do this thing. This is a thing I must do. And we fully ignore what's coming up in us, that's saying, this is no longer serving me. I don't think I need this thing anymore. I think I'm good. When we ignore that, we experience cognitive dissonance because we are loyal to something that is no longer serving us. That's not a bad thing. That's just a human thing. But when we become aware of it, then it is our job, our personal responsibility to rectify that. Because what happens is then otherwise we become disgruntled. We begin to treat people we love in a certain way that will also not serve. When something is no longer serving, it's time to shift. Hey, Miss Riggs. When it's no longer serving, it's time to shift. The loyalty that we are determined to have to something that is no longer serving us is the thing that creates the tension that we're feeling. Hey, Janina. When we are determined, I'm going to do this because when I was growing up, because this thing so-and-so, because it's the right thing to do, because what would Jesus do? Because we have all these becauses. So we're going to sit and we're going to bear it and we're going to deal with it and we're going to let it be what it is and it's going to be da-da-da-da-da and we're going to do it no matter what. We create cognitive dissonance, disagreement between our beliefs, our feelings, and our actions, because we're loyal to things that don't serve. When we allow it to flow naturally, we recognize seasons. Just like there's seasons, even in tropical places, there's seasons. Everything doesn't remain the same always. So whatever the loyalty is that you're holding that has you locked into something, hey Maureen, that has you locked into something that doesn't serve you, I want you to question it. I want you to question it and be okay questioning it so that we can continue to evolve into the fullness of who we are. Be willing to grow into who you are. Be willing to be who you are, and be willing to release those things that no longer serve your highest and your best. Is it easy? No. Because like I said, the little supports on the tree are like, hey, I need this support to do this thing. And it's like, oh, that support is necessary. Everybody thinks it's necessary. But is it? Don't be loyal to things that aren't serving, concepts, ideas that no longer serve your highest and best. When you're mentally challenging these things, I believe the Creator brings them up so we can challenge them. And is it going to be popular with everyone? No, it is not. Is it going to be something that everybody wants and thinks that you're great about? Absolutely not. But when that season is past, when the leaves fall from the tree, it is time for winter here in the northern hemisphere where we are in the U.S. It might look different in different parts of the world. But how about maintaining loyalty to your consistent and perpetual and continual growth as a human? How about you grow into that? And it's really important that we do, because some of us are stuck in old patterns and old things that have served amazingly but no longer do. We must know when it's time to let go. I have this song that I love. Ricky Byers sings it, and it's called Just Let Go. I mean, I wrote one that says let go too, but I love this song. I feel like letting go, let go, let God, let go. Just let go. Because what we're doing is using those beliefs, cultural, traditional, religious, whatever those foundational beliefs are, we're using them as crutches. And until we let that go, we can't move forward. We're trying to hold two positions, and it's creating chaos for us. Thank you for those stars, Janina. It's creating chaos for us. Absolute chaos. We are not just victims of our circumstances. One of the most beautiful things about the time that we live in right now is the freedom that we have to communicate the way we want, the freedom that we have to make decisions that we want. And when we are bold enough, when we are brave enough to do that thing, this is what I promise you. Creator is like, wow, they let go. Hey, Bernice, they let go. They let go. They let go. They're ready for the next thing. They let go. They're not holding on to that safety net. They're not holding on to that thing that just feels comfortable, but is it really? They don't have their blankie, holding their blankie, hiding under it when they want to. My baby used to do that, my youngest. He used to hide, and when he had his blankie over his head, he literally thought we couldn't see him. Oh my goodness, he believed it. When we are willing to be brave, I know that the expectations are there. I get it. I understand that it's uncomfortable, that maybe you're waiting for somebody else to decide to do that thing and for it to feel better. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. There is something there waiting for you. When you see God, the Most High, however you call it, when you see Creator, Creatrix, Source, the all that is, when you see that as Source and you trust, then you can let go of those things that you're loyal to that are no longer serving Because trust and believe that Creator wouldn't be saying, Spirit wouldn't be saying let it go if there wasn't something greater for you. Release it so your heart can be light as a feather again. Keep your hearts light. Keep your heart. Release it. That heaviness of heart is a real thing. Your heart is heavy because you won't let it go. You're feeling it because you won't let it go. Let it go. Let go. Let God. Let go. I feel like letting go. Because you're not going to float away. God's got you. You are never going to just float away. It's okay. And don't do it in like I'm going to show so-and-so. Just release. Just let go. Let God. Let go and trust. Get rid of that cognitive dissonance. Stop thinking that the loyalty to things that no longer serve are somehow making you better. Trust and know that it's because Creator has something more for you. Release that. Let go. Let God. Let go. Have a great day, y'all.